Father Mike Schmitz's next podcast, Catechism in a Year, starts January 1st. Father Mike Schmitz, the voice behind the Bible in a Year podcast, will launch a new Catechism in a Year podcast on January 1st, 2023. For the 365 days of 2023, Schmitz will read through the entire Catechism of the Catholic Church, while providing explanation, insight, and encouragement along the way, according to a press release. The new podcast will be free on all streaming platforms, as well as on the Hallow Prayer app. The Catechism of the Catholic Church is a compilation of fundamental Christian truths and the essential teachings of the Church. The official US version of the text is more than 900 pages long. Ascension, the podcast publisher, reports that the Bible in a Year podcast has garnered 6.8 billion total listening minutes, as well as 300 million downloads to date. In an announcement video, Schmitz said, "If your experience with the Bible in a year was it took your life and started moving it and started bringing you closer and closer to the Lord, the Catechism in a Year, I'm telling you, is going to put your prayer life and your relationship with the Lord into hyperdrive." In preparation for Catechism in a Year, Ascension will publish a new version of the Catechism of the Catholic Church so that podcast listeners can follow along. The podcast's webpage says, "If you have ever wanted to understand what it means to be Catholic and allow those truths to shape your life, this podcast is for you." The page also includes a list of the goals of the podcast. Ascension also includes some resources for keeping up to date with the Catechism in a Year news, including a Facebook group that listeners can join while awaiting the January launch. Schmitz is the Director of Youth and Young Adult Ministry for the Diocese of Duluth as well as the Chaplain for the Newman Center at the University of Minnesota Duluth, UMD. Father Mike attended St. Paul Seminary in St. Paul, Minnesota, and was ordained for the Diocese of Duluth in 2003.